If you have never made pizza before and you want to try for the first time, but maybe you're worried you'll mess it up, you have found the right video. I'm a pizzaiolo, I've made hundreds of thousands of pizzas, so trust me when I say you can actually make a really good pizza at home. Of course you need a bit of practice, and it's also important to avoid some rookie mistakes, which I'm going to highlight in this video, along with the exact step-by-step process I will follow if I had to start over tomorrow. No special ingredients, no special flour in particular. I'm going to use myself an average flour from the supermarket. No extra long procedures, no fancy tools, just the easiest possible way to get an honest, decent pizza the first time with a DIY approach you can use in your kitchen. We start with a basic pizza dough made from scratch. I'll write the recipe both in the last seconds of the video and in the description, following the suggestions of the subscribers of the channel. And by the way, there's also a free dough calculator on my website. Then I'll give you my best advice to make the most of your regular kitchen oven. And in the middle, I will also share something important about the toppings. I think that great pizza comes from balancing these three elements, these three tops of an ideal pizza triangle. Time to work now, just do it. Okay, room temperature water and yeast. This is the amount I'm gonna need, it's around 0.3 grams, but you can use volumetry for yeast and salt because the amounts are very tiny. This is the amount of salt I'm gonna need, which is around 3.5 grams. And now we can work with a simple tablespoon. For flour and water, I strongly recommend the simple kitchen scale. For consistency every time you try again. Trust me, this is what makes your beginner's life easier. If I had to start over, I would only focus on the skill and on the feel of the dough, which I will describe in a minute. In this context, I will not explain anything technical about flour, yeast, because you're a beginner, you don't need that for now, you don't even care. When the day comes, you will learn. Now this amount of flour, the whole amount of flour, 99% of the time is enough, no matter the flour you're actually using. Anyway, we always leave a little bit in the bowl and see what happens with the dough. We use it only just in case, if we really need it. Now we knead by hand, and chances are you never did it before, so I want to show you the same method I teach during my beginners workshop. Let's go. Basically you keep folding and folding from the edge towards the center. While kneading, a couple of setbacks can occur, and they are opposites. Either your dough is sticky, like you can see here, or it's very dry. To prevent the latter, we leave the little bit of flour in the bowl. Like I said, we use it just in case. And the case is in fact the stickiness. But there's always a moment when the dough feels sticky. That's normal. And that's where you will be tempted to use all the flour left in the bowl. But please be patient, keep kneading like I'm showing, keep folding from the edges towards the middle, because the stickiness could go away, should go away. Just be aware that it takes a little bit, it won't happen in a minute. If it's really giving you hard times, take a break, cover your dough for a while, 5-10 minutes are usually enough, and then start again. If you are really struggling even after this little workaround, then and only then you can use the rest of the flour. Always remember, you cannot add more than that, otherwise you can easily end up with dry dough very tough. This is a typical rookie mistake because at the very moment is an easy fix. You actually get rid of the stickiness, but then you create another problem, so don't do it. Now that we tried the skill, I can try to describe the feel of the dough. First of all, it should not be tacky, or at least not too tacky. You can touch it and the hand won't stick. It comes up clean. Second, if you did the right job, you built enough gluten, so the surface is nice and elastic. It bounces when you poke it. Can you see it's elastic? Let's try a close-up. Now I can tell that this dough is still quite tacky, so like I said, I will add a little bit of flour just to make the life easier. When the dough is ready, we let it rise in a bowl, always with a bit of oil inside, so the dough comes out easily. I use this spray bottle because it's very useful. Don't forget it, this is another little thing often overlooked by beginners. In terms of timings, assuming that your room temperature is around 20 degrees, 20, 21, then the dough will be ready in less than 4 hours. If I had to start over, I would make a simple margherita, tomato sauce and mozzarella, or any cheese you prefer. Another rookie mistake is round the corner when using fresh mozzarella, which releases all its moisture on the pizza. To prevent this effect, cut it beforehand, leave it in a colander like this. The longer the better, you can even do it the previous day, like I did. And this is all the moisture that would go on your pizza. About the sauce, you might as well buy a ready-made pizza sauce, but if you want to do it yourself, get some good quality peeled tomatoes, squash them roughly, add a pinch of salt to taste and you're good to go. Today I'm using this tomato preserve. My mom made it. I will add a pinch of salt and give it a quick stir. This is where beginners meet so many professionals like me. This is the pizza sauce I've been using for years. And see, the fact that I am a professional pizzaiolo is the first reason why you're lucky to have found this video today. The second is even more important. I reply to every single comment. And since there is a chance I'm forgetting something, ask and I'll be happy to help. Talking about other toppings in general, if you want to use them, for now I only have one recommendation. Buy the best quality you can afford, because as a beginner, this is basically the only thing you can fully control. Besides, in my opinion, good quality toppings make up for a not too great dough, while if you put poor quality toppings on an amazing dough, I don't think you would like that pizza. But on the other hand, if you do like what you're watching, hit the thumbs up button. The oven is the last stop of our pizza triangle. Understanding how your kitchen oven works for pizza takes several rounds of baking, of course. I can speed up the journey with this video that digs deep into the topic, but leave it for when you're more ready. If I had to start over, I will simply crank my oven up to its highest temperature. Typically it's around 250 degrees Celsius, very common. Most ovens have a control light on the panel that turns off when the set temperature is reached. Look at that, and once it goes off, wait another 10 minutes or so and the oven will be ready. During this preheating time, you have to leave something inside the oven. I trust you have a dripping pan like this. If you don't, just use the biggest metal tray you can fit in the oven, place it in the middle shelf in order to create a very hot surface, on top of which we will slide the pizza. Once we stretch it, of course, and now it's time for me to show you how. If I have to judge by the comments on my videos and the questions during my workshops, I say that probably stretching is the most challenging part for a beginner. At this point you have to decide which route you want to follow. Today I will give you a cheat mode, basically the easiest possible way. It includes this ball. But if you really want to learn how to stretch by hand, then I got some videos for you. Watch them and repeat in slow motion. You will learn more easily by watching somebody who can do it, and then I promise it's only a question of practice. But now it's time for the cheat code. Flour on the table, bit of flour on the dough itself. We pat it round and preserve the shape. We just flatten it a bit. There you go. Is this pizza perfect? Nope. Did the trick work? Yes. That's good for someone who still doesn't have the skill. Use it for now, then I hope at some point you will want to learn hand stretching, and I also hope you want to subscribe to the channel because it's free. The next problem will be loading the pizza with all the toppings inside the oven. Usually we do it with a pizza peel or a pizza pad dough. But if I had to start over, I would never ever buy a new tool on day one. I'd rather start with a chopping board, any cardboard, maybe an old pizza box. I would line it with some parchment paper, so it would be super easy to slide the completed pizza on top of the tray or pan we left in the oven. So this is what I will do. There you go. I should have been more careful, not being very kind to my pizza. But like you see, it's a breeze. As a rule of thumb, for this 11-inch, more or less, for this pizza, let's use 100 grams tomato sauce. You would also use 100 grams of mozzarella as a benchmark, but I got a nice little trick for you. We bake this pizza in 2 rounds. The first one will be with only tomato sauce. Consider that I just gave you a spoiler here. It comes from my book, which I wrote with beginners in mind, so you should consider buying it. Let's go in the oven. We are halfway through cooking, so you see that the dough is setting, but not really browning yet. We add the cheese only now, so it doesn't overcook or even burn. Again, these are 100 grams of mozzarella. Just try like this and see how it works for you. So maybe next time you can just change the amounts. This is when you also add other toppings if you choose to add them, but be light-handed because too many could prevent the pizza from baking fully. Now back in the oven until the mozzarella melts, and let's see how this first pizza will come out. So your first pizza could look like this. Of course, after a few tries, you know, making a decent pizza is easy. Making a very good one takes the time to build the skills. You can flatten the learning curve by trusting somebody who can teach you and is willing to help. And ideally, taking some time to watch videos like this.